Hi, this is Karen. I'm with inspiredbygram.com. Welcome to my channel. Today is our Simple Stamping Sunday card. It's a little more than a simple stamping card because I've got a little bit of embossing here, and we will be punching 2 circles out with some punches. So it's not that difficult to emboss paper, but it is a little bit bumped up rather than just a simple. But anyway, we're going to get started. Well, we're going to be using the Woven Heirlooms stamp set. I'm going to be using Wishing You a Day of Love and Joy. And I'm going to use this little image up here. This card here is an anniversary card that I will be sending to my parents, who will be celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary on Thanksgiving. All right, so we've got our sentiment here that we're going to stamp, and on the inside we're going to design it like this. And our envelope is going to be matching as well. All right, so our consumables. All right, I've got my Whisper White envelope. We've got that. And I've got my inside panel, which is cut 4 by 5 1/4. My card base is the gray granite cardstock. It's cut 4 1/4 by 11, and I've already pre-scored it at 5 1/2. My Whisper White panel is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and the Peony Garden Designer Series paper is just 1/8 of an inch smaller, which is 3 3/4 by 5. So our first step is to take our Stampin' Seal, and we're just going to add our adhesive, all 4 sides, and layer this right down. And again, I said this is 1/8 of an inch border. So what I like to do is just grab the corner there to get it started, and then work on the left side, and everything else should just line up perfectly. All right, since we're working with this, we're just going to add this panel to our card base. Again, that was gray granite cut 4 1/4 by 11 and pre-scored at 5 1/2. So this is going right on the front, and I'm centering it top, bottom, left, and right. Okay, the next step is our stamping. So let's get all of our pieces here. Okay, so, all right, we've got our gray granite ink, and I've got my Wishing You a Day of Love and Joy. This is mounted on a D block. I love the Stampin' Up! Blocks just because they have the nice little grip here. So if you're just a beginner card maker, I would highly suggest the blocks from Stampin' Up! All right, so I've got that stamp down there. We're going to punch that out. Our next step is to design that inside piece, and I'm using that little small decorative piece there. This is mounted on a C block. So I'm going to start in the middle at the top. All right, then I'm going to ink up again, and I'm going to flip it over. So now the pattern is going to the reverse. All right, and then I'm going to stamp over here. Now I'm going to repeat that pattern. Okay, we're just like, I think I'm doing it right. And we're going to flip it over, and then add another one right there. And then I thought it looked really nice if we tied it in with the image on the side as well. All right, so that's something different, but this actually allows you to practice your stamping too. All right, so we're just going to take our adhesive here and just add a little bit to the top. Open up my card, and I've got a 1/4 of an inch border on the top, bottom, left, and right. Now let's design the front. So I have embossed this piece of gray granite with the Old World paper embossing folder. Love this embossing folder because it really gives a lot of texture, and it's going to look super cool on the card. I'm going to create the banner with the triple banner punch. This piece is 1 1/2 by 3 3/4, and it's gray granite, which matches the card base and the ink, and it really goes nicely with the petal pink. cardstock, which is the 2 1/4 inch circle punch. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to layer this right on top of the card. And to do that, I'm just going to add my adhesive right on the back. And I'm kind of just going to put it down towards the lower bottom, lining it up with the edge of that Whisper White panel, and just give it a nice little press. Now we're going to take our sentiment and our 2-inch punch, and I'm going to punch this out, and it's going to cut off a little bit of the Y in the word joy, but that's okay. It's still going to look really nice. And now I'm going to take the 2 1/4 inch circle punch, and I'm going to just punch out a circle with Petal Pink. I'm going to put adhesive on the back of that stamped sentiment and layer it right on top and give it a good press. On the back side, we're going to add our Stampin' Dimensionals, and I like to add 3 and create kind of like a triangle. And then just press on the center of the backings to lift that up, and it peels off a lot easier that way. Let's bring our card back in, and I'm going to add this circle kind of towards the right with a little bit of that embossed paper showing. Just give it a little bit of love there. And now to finish it off, you could leave it like this if you wanted to, but I thought it would look really nice with the champagne rhinestones. So I'm just going to sprinkle 3 on the card, and we'll just call it good. All right, so that just adds a little bit of sparkle. So that's our card. Now we need to stamp the envelope because we need to, you know, this is kind of boring being a little bit just white. So I'm going to just use that same stamp that we used on the inside panel, and we're just going to stamp our envelope just along the edge. So this kind of gives it a nice little finished look. And a little bit there. Okay, so let's take a look at the card here. This is the one I created with you guys. And here's the one that I created off camera. Take a look on the inside, and it all looks and coordinates very nicely. So for your Stampin' Up! Products, you can visit my store at inspiredbygram.com. And don't forget to use my host code, which for the month of November 2020 is 6X4KRJBX. All right, that's inspiredbygram.com. Thanks for watching.